Hey everyone. So I haven't done a Crypt Talk in a while. So yeah, for a while now I said that we'd probably be seeing some kind of a bounce in the altcoin market. It's more like it died completely. Um, has this ever kind of happened in the past before? Yeah. During the bear market, things were pretty rough. This is Litecoin here. Yo, TRX. XRP. XRP actually legit looks like it's dead. Um, but that's just it though. Like most retail traders and stuff like that will only talk about crypto when it's going up, when it's like here, right? Now is the time when everyone is so depressed and everyone's afraid, everyone's losing everything. That's usually in the past when it's the best time to be, actually bullish as fuck. I mean, but like if you look at this, it like just with XRP for example, look at how fucked it is. Look at how long it's been fucked. Look at how much it dropped, right? Look at Steam. Steam is actually going for a record. I've never seen this many weeks in a row of blood. Just blood. Red, 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 red. Like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We got one like shitty green candle, and then we commence to go right back into more red. Um, it looks to me a little bit like, on the case of Bitcoin though, Bitcoin's doing a pattern. I don't like that. Actually, kind of reminds me a little bit of over here, right? But the thing is that it's up above the ribbon, the EMA ribbon, and everything like that. Um, I'm still expecting a dump from Bitcoin. And I think that that dump is going to just absolutely destroy every fucking altcoin. Like everything. F is probably going back down to like 120, maybe fucking double digits again. We're pretty much. Maybe. Here's the thing though, like, I don't really understand why altcoins are being this brutalized at this point in time, and Bitcoin dominance is going up. I know there's a lot of people who are like, well, Bitcoin and blah 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 and the coming economic recession and all that shit. I don't think it really works that way. I think a lot of this is really just people's emotions, right? And emotions are not logical. So people are all hedging into Bitcoin because that's what they think is logical right now. But in my opinion, the most logical explanation is to not expect everybody to be that logical. In other words, altcoins, it really doesn't matter. And it didn't matter last time. It's not going to matter again. It, just because people think that, like, oh, well, Bitcoin is going to be the big daddy and everything like that. Yeah, sure. But people are going to be using altcoins for other things. There are actual use cases. No, oh, just because it's not fucking mainstream doesn't fucking mean it doesn't exist. Things like Steemit and DTube and fucking discussions, and probably never heard of them, but there's a 4chan on the Ripple blockchain right now. I mean, I bet you didn't even know about that. Does it affect the price of Ripple? No, but there's a lot of the people from 8chan went over to 4chan now. And they have this like crazy version of 4chan where it's encrypted and shit. So that's pretty fucking insane. It's there's a lot of uses, and you could say, well, I mean, it's totally inefficient and it blah blah blah, right? It's much more inefficient. It doesn't really matter, all right? It doesn't matter, especially like in this day and age when you have people getting, their livelihoods ripped apart because somebody found a tweet that they made like 12 years ago or something, right? In the world of blockchain, in the world of cryptocurrency, you can't do that. It doesn't work that way. You're utilizing a system that is not governed by one individual. Even in the case of something like Libra from fucking Facebook, I think it would be extraordinarily difficult to actually do that because in the case of something like that, the people who have created the coin are incentivized to make you want to use the coin, and one of the ways that they would do that is to make it seem like the coin is safe to use and that you can't be depersoned on it and stuff like that, right? So the moment that people start to feel that way about the coin, they fuck their own coin up, and then so I've explained the value virus thing and everything like that. It's just I don't think that this I think that the fucking people who are saying Bitcoin is the only crypto or is complete bullshit. It's nonsense. I don't know why everything's dumping. Maybe because there just isn't any good projects. Maybe there's just something, nothing that really people want to do. I can tell you out of personal experience right now, I can go to various different developers on the Ethereum blockchain, the the EOS blockchain, the Steam blockchain, and be like, "Do you guys have support for Unreal 4 engine yet?" And like, in the case of Ethereum, they at least have it. There's one person who made this thing called Etherlinker or whatever, but he has no idea what he's talking about. Like he was smart enough to understand. What I'm saying is basically it's impossible to find actual devs who actually want to work on something that doesn't suck. Like you literally have to just fucking do it yourself right now. The community is awful. The overall crypto community is trash tier. Okay, you got a bunch of people who just their minds are either too technical and they have absolutely no clue on how to do anything for UX, um, or they're working on shit projects that don't make any sense because they have this weird vision of what crypto is actually going to really provide. You have these ivory tower motherfuckers who are like afraid, I guess, what I don't know, to release certain projects because it's not absolutely perfect. Um, and and the reality is that they're just afraid that they have it's sort of like an emperor's no clothing kind of a situation. It's pretty trash. Everything is pretty trash. And the few projects that are actually functional right now have been bleeding out like crazy. Like, I mean, say what you will about XRP, but I mean, if it's got a version of 4chan on it, that's actually pretty fucking cool. Oh, but apparently the Ethereum people are against there being some kind of a fucking 4chan on their blockchain. They'll fight to the end to prevent something like that. You idiots. What are you? How does that even? I can't even brain. Yeah, you know what? Maybe there needs to be more blood. Just from that, just from that perspective, yeah, we could use it. We could. I think so. I think we need some more blood just to kind of get rid of some people. We need to kind of take this space out a little bit. Bitcoin's about ready to take another shit. I think there's going to be, let's see, if it crosses, okay, if this blue line right here crosses over the orange line here on the stochastic weekly, I'm thinking we're going to see a pump for a little bit. Now, the pump will probably be something, looks kind of similar to this, but this came down a lot harder, and the last time this pattern actually played out is a little bit closer to here, where it was, leveled out for a while, and that's what happened during that, right? So we're getting a capitulation. It looks like there's a capitulation coming. All right. Um, this is going to be a death blow to a lot of alts. This capitulation is going to death blow the fuck out of most altcoins right out of the fucking gate. This is it. I'm looking at it right now. Now I know a lot of people are expecting like a bounce and oh there's so much value. Motherfucker, If you're not providing the value yourself, I don't even want to fucking hear you talking about, oh, there's some potential value. Shut the fuck up at this point. Just shut the fuck up. At this point in time, if you are not one of the devs who is actually doing something with this shit, I don't fucking want to hear about your idea of what the potential is for an altcoin. It's so fucking tiresome. It's bullshit. I hate bullshit. Bullshit drives me absolutely crazy. Now, there are projects that are actually doing really good. Stuff that's, you know, very much under the radar. I know a lot of people probably don't want to talk about EOS Knights or something like that, but if just look at the amount of money that game has moved. Just look at it. I mean, I could show the results right now, but I'm still kind of just in rant mode at this point in time. But that's people who actually did something with the coin and are actually doing something. But oh, blah blah blah. That's not my choice. Shit coin. If you go on the biz or something like that, where pretty much it's the only people who are at least somewhat knowledgeable. They're not even that knowledgeable. Like if I ask like a technical question or something like that, even on biz, all I'll get is some kind of a half-baked shit response. The guy from Etherlinker for the supporting Unreal 4, if I ask him about, is it possible for me to do the simplest thing that you would ever need to use a blockchain for, is to be able to sell my game and make it so that the game won't run unless you have a wallet that actually did this kind of a transaction in the past. And he suggested to me that I should have a centralized server with a list of all the wallets that have proof that the person actually paid. That's the only person who a centralized server. Why? Why would you use that? You The space sucks. The space is so shit right now. You would think that like somebody who was technical enough to do something like that would actually have some kind of idea. Like, no, unless maybe I misunderstood. Okay, I take it back. Unless I misunderstood, but my understanding is that he suggested that I use a centralized server so that I can track to see which wallets are allowed to run the game. Why would I? Why wouldn't I just stay on Steam? Why wouldn't I just stay on fucking Steam? Valve's Steam. Why wouldn't I do that at that point? Why? What's the advantage? Well, yeah, the space, everything feels so nuanced at this point. Well, not even. You know what? It doesn't feel nuanced. It feels stupid. It feels very fucking stupid. The ones that are smart enough to actually do stuff aren't really that smart, common sense wise, and the ones that are either still very much working on stuff that um, or they're desperately trying to figure out how to get their foot on the ground. Something's going to break this open though, and at that point, like I don't know. Um, I just I don't think that there's a lot of logic in saying that Bitcoin is the only coin. I don't think there's a lot of logic in saying that the same shit's not going to happen again. This space is fucking stupid. There's a lot of stupidity right now. And there's still a lot of stupidity. And you'd think that the bear market would have taught people how to stop being so stupid by now. No, no. This shit is illogical as fuck. So as soon as you start hearing people say things that sound logical, they're not talking about this market. They're not talking about this market. I envision everything basically just repeating 2017, just repeating a second time with bigger numbers. That's it. That's all I think's gonna happen. That's all I think's gonna happen. because it's the simplest answer. Maybe that's too logical, though. Maybe that's too logical. Will there be an altcoin, moon? Probably not, because in 2017, if you look back, alts weren't doing so great back then either. A lot of them were super duper under the radar. A lot of them were, selling for like pennies on the dollar and shit. XRP you could get like for $1,000 you can get like 10,000 XRP or some crazy fucking like it was ridiculous at this point in time. During the last cycle, and yeah, alts got wrecked, and then everybody would say that Bitcoin is the only coin. And it's very common for people during this entire phase to just be holding Bitcoin because I guess that made the most sense at that point in time. It caused the rally, and then realized everybody had a bunch of extra money, and then it all went into alts. I think it's just going to be the same thing. So yeah, uh, I'm expecting a pretty serious amount of blood very soon. All right. Um, And that's pretty much my just rant about this whole entire situation so far. And fuck the Lightning Network. That is absolute trash. I can't believe anybody actually thinks that that's actually going to work. If it does work, they're gonna have to have some like fundamental changes to it. But that's just it though. Like that's just yet another example of absolute stupidity in this space. I mean that would actually probably be a pinnacle example. You know, I'm sorry, I just pivoted at the very end of this to talk about that, but that right there is like a perfect example. And you'll see people, they'll actually be like, well, the Lightning Network might solve this. No common sense. No fucking common sense. Zero common sense. How is that ever going to be good? How is it going to be good? It's shit. It doesn't solve any problems. It makes everything worse. You know what's the best version of the Lightning Network? Another fucking coin. Just use another fucking coin. There are faster blockchains out there. Just use a different one. It's so stupid. All right. All right. I don't really have anything much else to say other than I'm waiting for a fucking death blow, and once this death blow is over with, I think that's actually gonna be it. And um, it's gonna be really tough. It's gonna be really rough. We're gonna hit, probably in somewhere in this range between 6,000 to 8,500. Bitcoin's gonna get down to that, and it's gonna be just screaming bloody murder like the coin never fucking went up before ever in the history of Bitcoin. And what will happen to altcoins? I think most altcoins are just going to get wrecked. And the reason why most altcoins aren't going up right now that much, I don't know. For all we know, it's just some crazy ass manipulation to get everybody out of the alts so that we can reset the altcoin market. A reset of the altcoin market kind of makes sense, but we actually need real projects. And for fuck's sake, if you know anybody or somebody can like fucking like, can we get like the Unreal 4 engine properly supported by somebody who knows what the fuck how does how this shit should work? How does support shit actually work? A version of it that doesn't require centralized servers. That would be phenomenal, man. Phenomenal. Like how can we make actual projects that actually, just work on this? And then we could just leave it up there and just have it be something that just sort of creates like a passive income over a long period of time because you have a game that only runs on it. Like I know multiple game ideas that would easily work on the blockchain that would be fantastic, but it's like impossible to find people that are not retarded. I'm sorry. That's an insult to the mentally challenged, actually. At this point in time, there's a certain type of stupidity where you have really, really smart people who don't understand that they're stupid. And that's a difficult situation to be in. Because these will be people who are, absolutely, aware. They're just not self-aware of how stupid they are, even though they're really good at what they do. They just can't see. They can't see it. They're like they're so. It's autism. I'm not kidding. It's autism. I recognize autism. I can see it, and the scene is permeated with autism. All right, I'm gonna go ahead and end this now. So, yeah, that's my crypto rant. Maybe I'll be back in 2 weeks after this shit starts to kick off. I'll be glad once the red is done, because it's about to happen. But there's gonna be a little bit of green first. That'll hit that. Maybe come back down. Yeah. All right, take it easy.